What up, what up, what up? Your boy Savage, aka Sevloke. You tune in to Sevloke's Hood Tales. Like, comment, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell. Let's get to the politic. Big shout out to everybody showing the channel love. I appreciate the love and support. So let's get to this video, man. This video is going to be three videos in one video. I'm getting caught up on content. And a couple of subjects that I'm talking about are coming from the comment section. It was requested videos from a couple people. So I'm going to try to, you know what I'm saying, put it all in one video. And they requested it a little bit ago, so I'm barely getting to it. I've been very busy. So appreciate it for the interactions from the homies that requested the videos. And I'm going to do a little story time. So the first requested subject was from the homie. His name's 303 Little G. I hope I pronounced that right. He asked me about Lakewood, and he asked me if there was actually gangs in Lakewood and how they conduct themselves, pretty much. He wanted to know about that. So first things first about Lakewood. Growing up, Lakewood was always one of them cities that, you know, honestly, people were like, man, I'm trying to get away from negativity and drama. I'm moving to Lakewood. Lakewood never had a gangbanging issue at all. You know, Lakewood, when I was younger, it was one of them cities that, you know, outside of the Denver metro, because Lakewood, it's its own city. There's a borderline between Denver and Lakewood, and that's Sheridan. And Sheridan's a busy street. So, everybody from Denver was always, you know, if you knew about Lakewood, I want to go be peaceful in Lakewood. That's where, you know, parents would move for peace to get out the hoods, is Lakewood. It was one of them cities that really didn't have no crime. And you always hear this when I was growing up. Do not catch cases in Lakewood. Make sure you're on the other side of Sheridan, because once you get to Jefferson County and you get to Lakewood, they're going to stretch you on any case that you get. And they do not like minorities over there. So do not get caught in Lakewood. If you're committing crimes, go to the Denver side of Sheridan and stay on there, and do not pass that Sheridan Boulevard. That's how Lakewood was. So when I used to go back and forth over there, because I had relatives, my mom actually moved over there. I went to school for a semester over there. Never had problems. It wasn't too much going on in Lakewood. Didn't really, you know, you would have fools that would say that they had ties to gangs, but you didn't really have to worry about that aspect. It wasn't really too big out there. And I can remember going to school over there, and there was not really no dangers or nothing in Lakewood, to be truthful. But 2015 hit, and you started hearing, man, you know, all them fools had to move to Lakewood from Denver when they started doing the inner city of Denver Metro, the Denver Metro cleanup, and they started regentrificating the hoods, and you know what I'm saying? They started doing the hoods dirty and moving people out of the neighborhoods. What was the city that they moved everybody to? They moved everybody to Lakewood, Arvada. They moved everybody to Green Mountain. They moved everybody west, and they moved everybody east to Aurora and Montalvo, and they cleaned up the Denver Metro. But all them other cities around the Denver Metro got all the problems from Denver. You know, so 2015 hit, and people were telling me that, like, you know, Lakewood's kind of, you know, it's kind of active, and I couldn't even believe it. So I hadn't been to Lakewood in a minute, because I was living in Aurora. I was living outside skirts, and my mom actually gets a spot in Lakewood again. So one day, you know what I'm saying, I'm like, I'm about to go over here, see what these fools are talking about. So I started driving down Colfax, and I got to Colfax and Sheridan. And when I got to Colfax and Sheridan, there's a 7-Eleven. If you're coming east, if you're coming from east and you're going west, there's going to be a 7-Eleven on that corner on the left side, and then you got the pawn shop on the right side. And when you get to that stop sign, when you get to that stoplight, I'm chilling. I pull up to the stoplight, and both sides of the street, fools are slanging at the bus stop right here. You see fools all high off of Chiva. At that 7-Eleven, you could just see fools were over there pushing. And then you seen fools looking gang-banged out. So I said, dang, Lakewood looks different, bruh. So I started driving down towards Casa Bonita in the Cando apartments. I mean, in Cando Street, Colfax and Cando. And when I get to these motels, because there's actually motels, and you already knew that the Bugs Bunny Hotel was actually like, you know, a little bit ago it was the meth hotel, but you know that hotel was gangbang. They had fools hit up on there, bro. Some little red rag had died right there, and they had his bandana around the tree, BIP. So, you know, it got pretty crazy over there. So I would have to say to that requested person, Lakewood never had hoods, but it got a lot of hood activities going over there now, man, if you can understand that. There's a lot of fools from Denver over there, a lot of fools that gangbang over there. One quick story, this year, at the beginning of this year, there was a couple situations at the beginning of this year where my circle, my people had got into it with these fools from the west side, and one of my homies had got shot. They didn't kill him or none, but he got shot, and it was actually in Lakewood. And then after that, it was a domino effect, and there was a lot of drama that went down, bro, and a lot of fools tripping with each other. So one day, me and the homie, big shout out to the homie, we're like, let's go troop over there. Let's go troop through the west side and then hit, you know what I'm saying, the Lakewood side of the boulevard and see who's over there. So we're creeping, bro. And I think that day we had went all the way to the West Ridge projects, like by Fedro and Colfax, and we're driving all throughout the west to see if we could catch fools slipping on the block. So we're driving up Colfax, and we're coming down Colfax going towards Casa Bonita. And even Casa Bonita, that place became, you know, the homeless area, bro. All kinds of bums and, you know, just a lot of smokers and shit, bro. Well, we pull up to where the Bugs Bunny Hotel is, and off to the right, there's a bus stop, and I see two little fools that look gang banged out. They were gangbangers, let's just say that. So I said, oh, we got some, homie. We got a couple. So the homie's like, park. We pulled off to the side, bro, and we hop out. Well, when we hop out, I see the fool off in the distance at the bus stop, and one of the fools walks off. So then we start getting on foot towards the bus stop, and when we got up to the bus stop, I pressed the little fool, and I was like, where you from, homie? And he's like, he looks up, and like he was a deer in the headlights, didn't even know what to think about that situation, because all of a sudden he was in his phone, and he looks up, and he's just stuck. And whoop-de-whoop, you know, we pressed, cuz, and I tell this fool, I said, go get your other homie. Me and the homie want the fade. We want the heads up right now. Let's see what your hand game is about. Well, this fool runs off, right? And he runs towards the motel, the Bugs Bunny motel. And when he goes in, we give chase. We start running after him. Well, when we get in the hotel, I'm not even gonna lie, there was like a whistle, and like every door of the Bugs Bunny hotel, his homies came out, and there was about 10 of these fools, bruh. And it made me more mad because when I pressed this fool on a dolo, and I asked him for the fade, he was spooked. So he went over here and ran and got his homies. And I actually, one of the little fools that was over there, I actually knew him from the penitentiary. He was an older fool, and that fool was like, oh, what up, homie? He actually gave me some respect, and I said, I want the heads with him and the fool that ran, you know what I'm saying? I started saying I want the heads, and he was gonna line it up, but then fools were like, we making money over here, bruh, and ain't no problem. So anyways, what I'm trying to say is, they made that motel called the Beehive, bruh, and that's right in Lakewood. So there is gangs that actually migrated to Lakewood. And over there, like when you get from Sheridan to Colfax all the way to Wadsworth to Colfax, and even them little gas stations, all them gangs actually started being over there. So they started putting foods on. So Lakewood now is a spot where a lot of foods be at. You know what I'm saying? It's not like the old time when I was growing up. It was a peaceful area. But now it's like there's certain parts of Lakewood, bro, foods try to get active, you know? So hopefully that answered the question for you for that. The next question, I think it was from a fool named Funk. He was asking me about the FBP fools that got indicted. And I already did a video on these dudes a little bit ago. And pretty much, man, you know, the FBP fools, they basically were just a rap group, honestly. And they're from a hood called the Byers Hood. And they got indicted for shooting some stuff up. It was just like the younger generation rap group from a hood called Byers Hood. And the reason why I made the video a little bit ago is because pretty much some fool had put some wrong information out there. The fool Jake, he has that prison channel. He put some wrong information out there saying, you know, the GKIs were chilling with these fools and they were all connected in the Odies and the Bloods. First and foremost, a lot of them gangs don't even like each other. They don't see eye to eye. So it was never them fools were all together and it was a big old unit of them fools pushing a movement. Because them fools be beefing. You know what I'm saying? Maybe one of them fools like Spaz Out, he was a blood, but he had fallout with the other Bloods, bro, and he was like their cousin, and maybe that's where you got the information wrong. But the G's, it was not a whole circle of G's kicking with the Odies and the G's kicking with the Bloods, because they actually be beefing. And it's sad, bro, them fools got hammed up, you know. And this is what I could say about, you know, that whole circle is the FBP fools were just youngsters. They were like younger kids, bro. And I don't think any of them fools were real, like, killers. Yes, they would shoot up people's houses, bro, and do drive-bys. They were not walking up on nobody and chipping them off. You know what I'm saying? They got hemmed up for that. But the old school Byers Hood fools, the ones that made them, their older uncles, there was some fools that actually were putting in work back in the day, but they were not the rappers. These are the older fools that started it, you know, and some of them fools are doing life sentences for killing people, you know. And it's crazy because Baca, he got killed, you know what I'm saying? His son got killed. And they took the FBP fools actually, to be real, the last couple years, they took a lot of casualties, bro. There were a lot of their homies were getting chipped off. And I always thought, like, how are these fools every week getting killed and there's no get back? There's no real fools dropping behind their relatives dying. They were shooting fools' houses up and they were not really killing nobody. So, you know, it's the new generation wave of gangbanging, bro. And it's sad because a lot of them fools are gonna do a lot of time, and that comes now fools snitching and indictments. So, you know, it's pretty crazy. So hopefully I answered and clarified a little bit about that. The last little aspect I want to talk about is story time with the Savage. And I'm going to take you back to a time when the hood, the neighborhood, and I'm not saying my turf, I'm saying the east side actually being in the wrong vicinity and being at the hours it was. I got caught slipping by the east side, homie. The east side did me dirty, and they almost caused a big war amongst the E. But so 2004, homie, I'm with my older cousin, my OG cousin, and a couple of the older relatives, and these fools are drinking, and they're taking bottles to the head, and fucking when they start drinking, bro, they start acting foolish. And my older cousin, I'm not going to say his name, but he knows who he is. He starts acting crazy. And this fool, if he takes bottles to the face, it's over with, man. We're going to be on missions and all kinds of crazy stuff. So anyways, they go get a fifth of some drink and they take it to the face. And I'm a young fool. I'm taking shots. Boom, boom. I'm feeling good. While the homie starts being a daredevil. He starts going down the wrong side of the road, and this fool goes 100 miles an hour down the wrong side of the road, and he's, you know, your life's in danger because this fool, he wants to just go crazy and drive all crazy, and we trying to calm this dude down. And the other homie that's with him, this fool, he starts tripping like, bro, you need to calm down. You need to calm down. You're tripping. He don't want to hear it. And they start fighting. These big fools are starting to fight in the front of the car, and they're tripping. And homie's like, bro, I'll knock you out. And this fool's like, nah, bro, you ain't about that life. And they're going crazy. So anyways, it's a minivan, and I'm in the back of the minivan right behind the passenger, and I'm younger, so I'm just chilling. I'm like, man, these fools are acting up. Well, my cousin, he goes and he creeps off, and this fool goes to his house, and we didn't know why he went to his house. But this fool actually went to go grab his thing, and he comes back and he's like, ain't nobody tripping on me. I'm the whoop-de-whoop. He really going crazy now. Well, we get to driving, and this fool pulls out the heat, and he's like, I'll kill anybody in this car, whoop-de-whoop. Well, the homie that's in the passenger seat, he's tripping like, fool, you ain't gonna do nothing, whoop-de-woo. And I don't know why he just thought it was a game, and he tried to grab the homie's pistol. And when he tried to grab it, I don't know if he didn't reach right, but he missed it. And when he missed it, he realized he missed it, and this fool tried to go out. He tried to hop out the car, and the other homie came out, and he started dumping on this fool, and this fool started running down the street and hit the alleyway, and this fool started laying off the clip. This fool, boom, 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 boom. He started really trying to air this fool out, and they're homies. So when that occurs, bro, I'm like, I am not riding with this fool no more. That was enough, bro. This fool tried to kill the homie. He's acting up. He's going on the wrong side of the road. So I get on foot, and I start walking down the street, while the other little partner, my cousin Thug One, he starts rowing me, and he's like, I'm not riding with him no more. So it's about 2 o'clock in the morning, and there's only one bus that goes to the hood at that time, and it's the light rail, and it's about to actually stop running for the night. So we have to run. We go all the way to the light rail, bro. And we go to the light rail and catch that last light rail station bus. And it takes us straight to 30th and Downing. And we made it barely. So I got a lot of money on me because I just got done grinding. I got some brand new J's. I'm fitted down. I'm feeling good, man. And that Downing station, bro, it can be a treacherous place because that's where a lot of youngsters used to chill. And they be out there slanging and stuff, bro. So you pull up to the Downing station, and you liable to run into all kinds of little gangbangers, bro, actively on the block still at that time. And it was crazy because that Downing station actually, too, would take you to the 5 Points, and you'll see all the little Trey Deuce fools on the 5 Points. And then when you go down a couple blocks at the 30th and Downing, you'll see all the little Trey fools. And, those are two different hoods, but yeah, it was wild, homie. So we get off and we go to the light rail station. We hop off on the light rail station, and where I was living at the moment, it's off in the distance. Like, you have to walk through neighborhoods. Like, at this time, you had the trays all throughout there. You had the cage right there. So I'm walking from the Downey station towards the cage. And anybody that's on this video knows, the cage was infamous for quote sessions. That's where fools were, getting the fade session in the hood. Like, go to the cage. So the little fools would be posted out there. They used to secure the block. And I lived on 30th and Gilpin, and that's up from the cage. But when we're walking to the right, there's a house. And to the house to the right, they're having a house party, and it looks like all kinds of little Trey fools. And they spot us. And I have a bag of CDs, these big old bag of CDs, and I have about $2,000 on me. And they spot us off in the distance. You can see their whole direction. Well, when we walk past the house, pretty much me and the one are in the middle of the street, going down the street. We walk walk past the house, and there's an alleyway in back of the house. We're walking, and all of a sudden, I hear like footsteps, and I look behind me, and there's like 4 fools that come outside of where that house was in the alleyway, and we're walking in front of them. And I was like, fuck, you see these fools? These fools are going to try to get us. When we started walking, he said, yeah, bro, I could see him. And we're like, damn, these fools about to get us. We don't have a pistol or none on us. We're walking. They start getting faster. They start walking faster. And I said, bro, I said, hey, if they run up on us, we're going to have to start swinging on these fools. Well, when we walk, there's a park that's like down a little bit, like halfway down that block, and we're walking a little fast, and you could hear these fools start like jogging, and when they start jogging, pretty much I turn around, and before I turn around, they're already running up, and the homie, he does some track star, and this fool takes off, and right when he takes off, I looked at these fools, and they're all ragged up, and they got hoodies on. Them fools just come out with the pistol. I just remember that Trey 5 just coming out, and he's like, "Get on the floor." And I said, "Oh," and I went down. I was like, "Take whatever you want, homie. Take whatever you want." And he said, "Shut up," and he pistol with me in the back of the head. Boom, my head started gushing. At that time, I'm thinking to myself, "Ah, Lord." I started praying, like, please don't let this fool smoke me. And I was like, "Bro, you could take," he's like, "Shut up," and he pistol with me again, bro, and it gashed my whole thing. And then he's like, "Take him for everything." That fool stripped me all the way down, bro. They took my shoes, they took my shirt, they took the money, they took my CDs. And luckily they didn't kill me right there, because it was like 2:33 in the morning and nobody was around, but they would have left me in the park, you know, dead, homie. I'm just glad they stripped me all the way down, all the way to my boxers, bro, and they took everything. And that whole time I could remember just thinking about everything flashed before my eyes, because that big barrel, bruh, that barrel was just on top of me. He put it in my face. I was like, oh man. I started praying. Yeah, it was crazy, bro. But hopefully, you know, y'all enjoyed the video. And I clarified, I'm about to go get this workout, and I'm still trying to wake up. I got to get this coffee in my system, but you know what it is. Let's go.